Travelers on the Omnibus occasionally touches on mature subject matter with mature language. As such, audience discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Travelers on the Omnibus, a field trip through nerd and pop culture. My name is Ethan Skinner.
I'm James McCarthy.
I'm Brady Davis.
And I'm once again Jody Kite.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Absolutely Jody Kite, yes. Today
Instead of calling this Wrestling Month, we should call it Holder Month.
Yeah.
Right?
He's been in every episode nearly.
No, I wasn't in the first one.
Wasn't
Yeah.
the first.
Nearly. I said nearly.
Today we're hitting the
I'm
hard.
gonna edit you into that one. I'm gonna re-edit that one and like.
Did I have a feedback that I gave y'all for that one? Because if so,
You gave a feedback in
right.
the first one that you were in because
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, because our first one was a chalkboard, and this one's also a chalkboard.
Yes,
and you
it
gave
is.
your feedback live. So there you go.
As always, today we are answering all of the hard-hitting questions. If you were to exchange any part of your body with an animal appendage, what would it be?
Obviously, it would be elephant legs. Y'all would be fucked.
Okay, that's your answer.
Just fucking straight fucked.
Okay.
I come into the room and your house is wrecked.
Yes. Brady, your answer.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Yeah, hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
You do look a little concussed from this.
Hard hitting is a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Would you like to replace your arms with bird wings?
No,
Okay,
because then I wouldn't be able to like grab things
that is fair.
because the rest of the birds have like evolved to like deal with like having wings and no fingers and stuff like that. Fingers are nice. I like having
Yes.
fingers.
I watched a parrot bathe, and it's like the coolest thing in the world because it's like dip and just shake, and just dip and shake, and just be, it's great.
Yeah. We'll come back to you, Brady. Holder, what is your answer?
I feel like an owl neck would be kind of cool to be able to turn your head around
The
backwards.
the 180 turn? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You will
pretty nice.
always have like a top 3 house at Halloween. Because you'd be like, it's like, come get it. And then you like moving your head around and the children are like, ah, and then they run away.
Someone knocks on the door, you turn your head. Who's there? For me, it would be kangaroo legs for the jumps.
You would never be able to find pants that fit.
This is true.
So you would have to either go pantsless, which let's not, or you would have to have them custom made, and you don't make enough money for that. Or maybe you do make enough money for that, but then you wouldn't be able to buy magic cards, and well,
Yeah.
It's not that hard to find like kangaroo clothes. I've watched Kangaroo Jack.
it'd have to be like, they'd be like reverse Jinkos.
I hated Kangaroo Jack because the trailer for it started with the Superman theme, and we all thought it was going to be a new Superman movie, and then it became the thing with fucking Jerry O'Connell,
Yeah.
and a talking kangaroo.
That's not the reason most people hate Kangaroo Jack. It's
No,
because the
they-
trailer lied.
Yeah. I could just pull a Rocco, just a Hawaiian
cocking
shirt.
it?
Yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
He's a
Brady,
wallaby, not a kangaroo.
I thought he was a kangaroo.
nah,
He's
He's a wallaby.
Ah, gotcha. I still choose
Similar,
kangaroo
but not the
legs.
same.
Yeah. The
Fuck,
children.
I don't know. This is. I don't know. Bat ears. Fine. Whatever.
Gotcha. Bad ears.
Let's move on.
Gotcha. You really didn't appreciate that question.
No, for some reason I'm insulted by that question. I can't really articulate why.
Your range of offenses is terrifying sometimes.
Can't even really explain it. Doesn't make sense to me either.
Holder, have you been this week? What have
I've
you
been
up
pretty
to?
good. Painted some War Machine. Brady and I have sent, we talked about that the last couple of times we've gotten back into it. I painted a Warjack for House Kalis, which is the what if vampire but elf faction. And as Brady pointed out, this is a robot, right? It is so elf that it has a cloak.
Yes.
It's so elf and vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got
I could definitely tell vampire.
So it's got a cloak. It's fancy. The model itself is really cool. The rules for that model are not super great, but it's part of the command set for them. So it's your first 30 points in. And I finally broke down hearing Jay talk about it. on a ton of the episodes, and just the fact that I've always loved the game. I finally got Final Fantasy Tactics,
Nice.
the Ivalice Chronicles remaster. And I have been farming JP. I have gotten to, I think, the 4th story mission. That's it, because I have been standing in the Mandala Plains, off in my own little corner after killing everything except one poor little goblin that I beat the hell out of, so it ran away. And all of my dudes have been standing in the corner staring at it, being like, I'm coming to kick your ass, motherfucker. And just doing that until I max out JP and then go beating it up. So
Nice.
So that I can completely steamroll the rest of the game, because, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's really it.
Just really it. Gotcha. Brady, over to you.
Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot this last week. I have successfully talked myself out of painting War Machine this entire time. So that's, I guess, good. I don't know. Making my way through the Sunlit Man. It is pretty good. This is definitely one where I will say absolutely do not touch this with a 10-foot pole if you have no idea what the fuck is going on with any of the Cosmere stuff for Brandon Sanderson. This is not a beginner novel. In fact, you probably have to read at least a couple books in the Stormlight Archives, which is not an easy thing to ask somebody to do to get to this one. But it is good. I think you can get something from it, but it's still like there's a lot of stuff that you're going to be like, what the fuck is this? And the main character is a character that you have seen before, who is in a vastly different place than he was in the other books. So you're not going to get as much out of it. So this is definitely one to stay away from as an intro thing. I will say they have for anyone, I keep telling people like, hey, don't read this book as your first book for Brandon Sanderson. So I wanted to give some recommendations, because they recently showed off like almost like a beginner box thing of like special covers and stuff for these 3 books. Was 2 books and 1 novella of Mistborn, which is one that I've always said like, yeah, this is a good first step. But it's also a little bit daunting because that's a 7-book series. But you could read the first book and be fine. You could read all 3 of the books and be fine. You don't have to go any further than that. But I think it's worth going further than that. And then there is Tress of the Emerald Sea, which is one that is iffy for me. It's one of the secret projects. Like 95% of the book is just standalone. Don't need to know about anything else. And then like the last few chapters add in some other stuff. So but I think for the most part that one, I don't think you'd be too confused with that one. And then the novella is The Emperor's Soul, which is a completely standalone, almost a short story really. That one's pretty good. I would say that's a good first step as well. So yeah, there's that. Something else. I'm trying to think of anything else. Elantris is a decent starting point. The only problem with it is it's his first book, so it's a little bit rougher than the other books, and it's mostly a political intrigue book. So there's not as much action as say like a Mistborn. So if you're wanting more of an action book, then that's not gonna fulfill that. Warbreaker I actually think is a good one. It's a standalone book. Mistborn and Warbreaker are probably my 2 things. So there's that. There's our Cosmere corner.
We gotta call
This podcast has a ton of corners.
Yeah.
Oh no, we have a corner, we have a nook. Now we have Cosmere
Cranny.
Cosmere Cranny. There you go. Welcome to Cosmere
Well,
Cranny.
that sounds dirty. So there's that.
And there's no dirty in the book.
That's why we call it that way. It's
He starts getting more a little bit more racy. Parts of Warbreaker can be like that, and then there's especially in this last in Wind and Truth, they just be straight fucking in the shower.
Yeah,
he doesn't go into detail about it because he's a good Mormon boy, but
So what I'm hearing is
so they were literally soaking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
So a cranny is appropriate, is what I'm hearing.
I guess so.
Cosmere Cranny.
But also the other day, for some reason, I was a little bit bored, and for a while back I had bought a Switch game, the Mario 3D collection, and I just never got around to playing anything. And I got kind of a hankering. I've been watching some videos on different Mario games about like speed runs and stuff like that. So I actually fired that up and started playing Super Mario 64. Because I'd never played that. I didn't have an N64, and my cousin who had an N64 had like all of the shitty games.
So all Nintendo 64 games except for like Zelda and GoldenEye.
Super Mario 64 is arguably one of the best 3D platformers of all time. I will not.
Fair enough.
Put
I'll give you. I'll
you
give
can
you
throw that
one
on the
too.
list there, but yeah,
I'll give you that one too.
Well, there's a few more decent ones, but he had like some really like some
Perfect
shit
Dark
that
was
I had
actually
never
amazing.
shit that I had never heard of. He had like a shitty racing game and a shitty fighting game that.
Oh, you didn't
we
have
hadn't-
Diddy Kong Racing?
No.
Man.
But so I never played that. I think I played like a little bit at like a Walmart and a demo station. But yeah, it is camera's a little frustrating. I will say that. I'm only in like the second like course. They call them courses.
That's the one with the the giant thwomp at the end.
Yeah, the fortress. I haven't been to any of the other ones, but I've got 4 stars in the first course and like just 1 star in the second course because I started fucking up and dying. And
Have you done any of the 100 coin stars in any of the courses yet?
no,
Okay.
I didn't even know that those were a thing. So
Yeah, if you collect every course, if you collect 100 stars in the course, a star appears, and so that's another star to collect.
100 coins.
100 coins.
Okay.
Coins.
Yeah.
And then there's also the 5 red coins.
Yeah, I've done the 5 red coins in the first course.
Yeah. Those red coins I think count 2 towards that count, and of course all blue
Count 5.
are count 5.
Mhm.
Remember to butt stomp all Goombas. That's 5 coins. every time.
Okay.
There you go.
So yeah, I'm playing through that. I'd played a little bit of Super Mario Sunshine, and I want to eventually get to that one. And I've never played Galaxy. Didn't get it when I had the Wii.
Galaxy would have to be like my favorite like Super Mario game.
Mm-hmm. I've heard good things, and of course, like I really like Sunshine. I know Sunshine gets a bad rap, but I liked it a lot.
It's a testament to how good the Mario teams usually play. Sunshine is one of my most disappointing games of all time, and it's still an amazing game. My problem with it is that you need Flood to make jumps that in any other Mario game you would just be able to make. I like Flood. I like the character Flood. I think he's he's a cute little thing, and I like the fact that he can change into like hyperspeed Flood and like rocket up to the stars Flood.
Yeah.
If they had put him in Galaxy as something you could find in Galaxy and do stuff with that, I think that would have been amazing.
I liked him better when he was named Rush and he was a robotic dog.
Shut up. He's not. No, Flood is not based off of Rush. How dare you?
There's a guy I watched that did a Mario Sunshine run where he did not use the hover nozzle on Flood.
Dang.
That seems impossible to me.
Yeah, it
he-
seems very hard.
he
It's
did
been
it.
years, so but yeah, that seems
did it.
Jesus Christ.
There's a way that like whenever you like jump off of a wall, if you put in like a certain like button inputs, it would immediately like get you over the ledge that you're trying to get on top of.
Interesting.
That just makes me think of the stuff in Donkey Kong Bonanza where
Yeah.
it's like, we skipped all the animal forms except the first one because,
Yeah.
why not?
Why not? Yeah. Snake Kong is still like my favorite. It's like what the fuck are you going for here?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me. Like I said, I hadn't done very much.
That's you. That's cool. We go to me now.
You've seemed a little passive aggressive
What
with both of us. Like,
do you mean
that's
passive?
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Now he's gonna be aggressive with me. God damn it! I swear to God, I don't need that in my life. Just saying.
My end is really playing video games and like getting ready for Thanksgiving with like the 5 houses I have to visit tomorrow.
Must
which
be
is-
nice to have family.
Yeah. motherfucker.
Yeah.
Thank you for rubbing it in. We appreciate that.
Okay.
This is, if you can hear in the background, that's me tapping my cup violent. Now this is passive aggressive.
Okay. That's passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna visit your house. I'm just gonna show up at your house.
Okay.
No, you.
He knows that you won't be there.
Yeah.
okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Uh.
I'll leave a special present for the baby.
Oh no. Oh.
Do we need to cut that? I feel like you need
No,
to cut that.
no. Any other time I would agree with you. Now, no. In fact, let me add a random button.
That was way more condescending than I meant it to be.
It's all good.
So I apologize.
It's fine.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But in my voice.
Yes. Yeah. And you also don't apologize.
Yeah, I don't. I just rarely ever do.
Yeah. Besides all that, playing some more games, more Digimon. At this point, everyone's just dead. Everyone is really just dead, and time travel, and
yeah, that sounds like Digimon.
It's
They
very
are the
fun.
champion.
Yeah.
They do be champions. It's still very fun. Game of the year for me personally is gonna be very hard to like figure out.
Clear obscure. It's not hard at all. Sorry.
Yeah. Now okay, never mind. It's not
It's
hard.
not hard at all.
As I have not
Second place.
As I
Second
have
place.
not-
is gonna
as
be
I
hard.
have
Place
not-
will be difficult.
Second place will definitely
As
be
I have
hard.
not played it, I cannot therefore select that one.
Yes.
And honestly, from afar, I don't really want to play it. Not for hating it. It's just it's another long game because I've already got just Tactics is still in the chamber. I've got Lunar that I haven't cracked open, but for maybe like 5 minutes. So I need to go back to that. I've got the Super Mario the Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot of long play stuff and RPG stuff. It's not that I hate the notion of Clair Obscura. It's just there's so much in front of it that I can't get to it
Yeah.
anytime soon.
Uh,
And when I finally buy it, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake because I want to
Yeah.
finish that trilogy because the Erdrick trilogy is fucking
This
awesome.
year has been a good year for
Yes.
RPGs.
Yeah. RPG
I'd say
video
just
games in
games in
general.
Games in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could go that far to say games in general.
Because you got Hades 2, Silk
Yeah.
Song. I've seen a lot of people talk like really good stuff about
Bonanza.
Bonanza
Bananas are good. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
2, yeah, no, that's right. Ballcross Pit is getting a lot of recognition for Indie Game of the Year here at the very end, which I thought that was kind of decided months ago. Like, let me say this. Clair Obscura as an indie game should win Best Indie Game, definitely. It also should, at the very least, be in consideration for Game of the Year because of the volume of people and the volume of people that I agree with, typically as far as reviews and his friends go, saying how much they love that game. That being said, I like the notion of another Vampire Survivors game with an interesting take on the genre, which... because so much is roguelike now in the indie scene. Like, if there is one thing I wish I could see it, like, maybe not even a stop, just pump the brake a little bit, is please stop doing roguelikes.
It's because like the indie scene seems to be that way, period. You have this breakout game that you know, hey, we're two dudes who did this in the bathroom. And it, sells $1 trillion as an indie game. And then every other indie game on the planet's like, we're two guys and have a bathroom. We can make the same game. And then the indie scene gets flooded with that same style of game.
You got that. I respect the people from Megabonk pulling their nomination for best new game because they're not a newer studio. There's a lot of what I respect about video game design is happening way more so in the indie scene than it is in the AAA sector. So I'm very happy, like you've got, to my opinion, like a lot of the people leading the way seem to be decent people that are out there to make good games and create great experiences for the people who buy the games, and that's what they want to sell you on.
Dispatch got a nomination for best storytelling.
I'm glad that the Telltale people had some years to like relax and not do anything, and then come back with something that seems fresh again. So I definitely respect that.
I very much love Dispatch, and I'm thinking about like going through and like getting like different routes that I didn't take.
Like for me, I was gonna do a combined like best game and be both analog and digital, and now I have to separate those two for the Omnis because I think we've had so much good stuff in physical and in computer gaming and computer/console gaming. I think we've had it's been a very, very good year just looking back on it. like with y'all like getting back into War Machine in like for like that Mark IV is like engendering good old fashioned yet with a new kind of movement to it. Feelings for the people who have played it. I'm highly respectful of that. I just want to bring this up just real quick. Land of Eam.
Yeah.
That in my, because so much stuff has come out, it feels like decades ago. No, that was this year.
Yeah.
That was this year, like the whole thing. So like, I think because my renaissance back into it, but with Magic the Gathering, I think between Final Fantasy and Edge of Eternities and the Avatar set, I think they've done a really good job putting a lot of good. They've done some bad. I'm not going to say they haven't. I actually feel Aether Drift is by far the worst. Spider-Man, but say that for the corner, Jay. But yeah, I think we've had a lot of good. We've had a lot of good gaming in general. It's been a fantastic year.
Last thing I'm going to mention on my end is I picked up Final Fantasy 16 on a Steam sale for like $25.
That seems reasonable.
And I'm kind of excited to play it once I'm finished with Digimon.
Yep. What's his name? Ben Starr, I believe. He's one of the lead actors in Clair Obscura, and he's also Clive Rusfield, lead character in Final Fantasy 16. He is also the real life Jimbo the Joker from Balatro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are words.
Yeah, no, at the BAFTA, like where they award video game stuff, he came in dressed as Jimbo. He accepted the award for Balatro on behalf of Local Thunk. He read Local Thunk's speech, and the two things I loved about that was like basically calling out AAA as like, you know, as far as sapping the creativity out of this stuff, and then also go out and play Animal Well, which is one of my favorite indie games like of the last decade. Which isn't it's a Metroidvania. It's not procedurally generated, so it's not a roguelite, but it has creativity and a whole bunch of other stuff to it. But the guy who's the fucking lead in fucking Clair Obscura also knows how to like poke fun at himself. I love the dude. I think the world of him. I want him to be like the British Nolan North.
Yeah. But that is me, and we will go over to you.
Oh,
Jay.
shit, I'm already here. Well, speaking of analog stuff in that you play on a tabletop, my copy of Deep Cuts, Blades in the Dark, Deep Cuts, arrived this past weekend, and I am enjoying it thoroughly. I love everything that it is adding. I love that it's all modular. You can use none of it. You can use all of it. Use what you feel like in there. It's also going deeper into the world. I like the idea that with this, I feel like I could actually go outside of Duskfall and actually explore like Akaros, you know, and all the other, and Severos, and even like the high seas and where the demon people come from. I knew I would crap out on one of them, but yeah, I like the idea that I can now take it out of that forced Victorian setting, which I've never up to this point said forced, because what was there is already pretty good, but there's also other stuff around it I think that works really well. So
that was the one thing. It was, hey, your character is from, you know, you have this ancestry, you're from this area, but the game, as much as I love it, the game always felt like, here's your circle, don't you fucking get out of it.
Yeah, and if you get out of it, you're going to be possessed by demons and die.
Exactly.
So there you go. Yeah, no. So no, I'm really kind of happy about that. I think you could safely from the base book, I think you could go out on like demon whale hunting adventures, and that was about it. Yeah, but no, this really kind of fleshes out a lot more. Absolutely fantastic.
I got the notice that mine is shipping.
Yours is ship. Why? Oh my god!
So I didn't buy the all-in.
Well, I didn't buy the all-in. All I've got,
I just bought the book.
The book. Okay, yeah. I got the special edition of the book. So okay, that'll be a reason why there. But yeah, and I also got the maps, which came with stickers. They're not, from what I can tell, they are not reusable stickers. So the sheet will not be used, but I will definitely use those maps because I think those are great, and I want to put them in a frame and hang them in my room. That's how much I love those. So that's
the cool thing that I saw that it has stickers that are clocks that look to be at least where you could use like dry erase markers.
You can use the dry erase markers on them, but the sticker side on
the sticker side isn't reusable.
It's one and done, and it's like
it's not like a the static clean,
like the clean stuff.
Yeah, that'd be nice though. But and then Also game version. Me and my buddy John Sheldon, we played a game of Battletech. It's my first game of Battletech with the newer stuff. It's good. I would recommend it if I was. I would maybe engage with it more if I wasn't neck deep in Age of Sigmar, Magic the Gathering, and possibly War Machine when Menoth shows up next year. But simple rule set. It's movement by tape measure. It's very simple there. I like that they provide you terrain that is cardboard, but it's really good cardboard, so it's gonna last you for a good bit. And the rules on that are very simple rules. If you're having to move through terrain and you're not using jump jets to do it, you subtract a certain amount of, usually it's just one. You roll dice. It's based off of short, medium, and long range. You can have a really good engagement range even at long range, which is pretty cool. I like that certain mechs are quote unquote better at shooting at long range because they get more dice to shoot or get more sets of dice in order to shoot, but it's still at a long range penalty. So I kind of dig that. I kind of like that. I think the models are very well done. I think it's Catalyst that's been putting these out. Yeah. Catalyst did a very good job with this. So I highly, if you're looking for a simple miniatures game that you don't necessarily have to paint, though there is a lot of good paint opportunity there too. I will say that. Especially if you really like Slap Chop, I think you could get an entire box.
They're all
done.
gray plastic though, coming out of the box.
Yeah,
right?
it's all gray plastic. Well, no, it's 90. I would say 90% gray plastic. There are some sets that have like one like painted one, and the rest are all grays. And I wonder if they do that to do in the specific clans or outfits that you'll be fielding. Which I think that'd be kind of cool to have like a test model and then kind of go at it with what you can go with there. But yeah, it was enjoyable, and so I appreciated being able to play that. And hey everybody, Future Jay here. We got another rest stop coming up in about a couple days, or already out as the next episode in the Travelers on the Omnibus series. And we're going to be talking about Magic the Gathering Volume 12. That's a lot of volumes of this stuff that we've talked about. Anyway, guys, take it back.
Jay, do we have any feedback?
No, we do not have any feedback, but thank you for asking. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being passengers on the bus this week. If you'd like to leave feedback, email us at travelersontheomnibus@gmail.com. Again, that is travelers, 1L on the omnibus @gmail.com. In addition, you can, actually, wait a minute. You know, let's see what happens with this one. Brady, where else can they make contact with us? I thought we were going to do a bit.
I'll answer for him.
Spotify, yes. Take part in any of our polls for this or any of our past episodes that still have active polls. And also leave us a comment on this or any other episodes you may have already consumed with your ears. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to thank you for joining us this week. If you would like to share this episode with folk that don't listen to podcasts on the same things that you listen to them on, we're available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube Music, and iHeartRadio.
Thank you, everybody, for staying with us, and we are now moving into the main topic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the main topic of the conclusion of our Wrestle Month talk discussion. And what better way to end
That's the name of the month.
Wrestle Month talk discussion.
Wrestle Month talk discussion.
There we go.
What better way to end it? How we started it with the chalkboard. Tonight we are going,
because those are easy.
Yes. We are going to be talking about the top 5 wrestling stipulation matches, whether it is well known, whether it's only been done one time in a indie wrestling match. That's for us.
I feel like you're preloading that. Like just get ready for that shit.
I don't know what y'all are going to choose.
How many Garfield County, Colorado chicken matches did you put on this fucking thing?
That's for you to find out.
Okay. There you go.
And because it is a special event, Jason Holder, you have the bullet. Woo. I can't tell you what to do with the bullet. That's for you to figure out on your own.
Yeah, I think I've listened to this podcast before. I kind of know what to do with it.
Yeah,
there we go. And you know what? As a special thank you for joining us, you get to start it.
All right. So first, I have 2 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna break y'all's rules.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
The first one being the Kennel from Hell match.
Good. They only had one.
Yes.
Yep.
Complete with dogs shitting outside of the ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs
that
not
was also
giving,
inside the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs giving 0 fucks about what was going on inside the ring.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Don't forget dog sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other honorable mention is just because of the era that I really got into wrestling, again, the bra and panties match. I felt like it had to be mentioned. Hopefully it's not on anybody's real lists.
Who had Jason being the one getting canceled in this episode?
I was like, man, is he gonna name King of the Road match?
You know what? That was a possibility, I have to say.
Yeah. But it wasn't an honorable mention.
Yeah.
And I guess really that second one is not really an honorable mention. It's more
just
of
a
a
mention.
dishonorable mention.
Yeah,
It's a mention.
But it is just a look at how far we've come.
Yeah, somebody with an Attitude Era T-shirt would listen to this and be like, why did you put Braun Payne's match on?
Yeah. It is more of a how far we've come
Yes,
in the world
yes,
of wrestling,
yes.
or at least women's wrestling.
The progression we've made.
Yes. So my number 5, no DQ match. Very simple, very elegant. Sometimes.
Yeah.
The one of the first stipulation style matches that you can really think of. You know, it's just hey man, these guys are really gonna fight. Anything can go. Nothing ever really goes.
Yeah.
Number 4, the Texas Bull Rope match or any variation thereof. And I'm going to put something like a dog collar match. The match where
Strap
match. The match where two people are tied together to limit movement, which always leads to somebody being hung over the top rope or, you know, somebody using it to choke somebody, something like that.
A lot of people get whipped in those.
Get whipped. Yeah, exactly. Number 3, just for the sheer shits and giggles of it, the Buried Alive match, where the goal of this match is to throw your opponent in an open grave, usually at the top of the ramp, and then bury them alive. Number 2, I thought about Steel Cage, I thought about Hell in a Cell, and I said, you know what? No, we have to go to War Games.
I legitimately thought you were going to say Kennel from Hell.
Swerve.
Right?
It's an honorable and my number 2.
So War Games / Blood and Guts, same match. Because what's better than one Steel Cage? 2.
Yeah.
And then finally, my number 1, the best gimmick match of all time, hands down, the Royal Rumble. Just putting somewhere between 20 and 40 men, depending on the year and the location, into a ring where they have to throw each other over the top rope, or if you're Randy Savage, try to pin somebody. Hey, that's just good fun. Where everybody enters in 90-second intervals. I don't care if you know how to count or not. It is 90 seconds, damn it.
Yeah.
Yes, that is timed to the second every time.
Yes. But that's my list.
I like everything on there.
So much so he's copying your list verbatim.
Let me change a few things.
Well, hey, that'll make this a very easy top 5.
There you go. Yeah.
It's like when me and Jay had the exact same list but backwards.
Yeah, that one
That was
got
a fun
weird.
one. Brady, over to you.
Okay, so this was actually a pretty easy list to do. Starting out, some of these I went specific, some of these I went more general, and I'll explain those as I go. So my top one is a fairly new stipulation or a style, and it has become a little watered down because they just said, "Hey, let's do a pay-per-view of this all the time," and that's Elimination Chamber. It's still it's one of the most interesting newer things that they have done. It's like when you see that structure, like it doesn't look like anything else. And there's a lot of fun things they can do. Again, it's a little watered down because they just go, okay, it's Elimination Chamber time. But a lot of these, if you want to get down to it, have been a little watered down lately.
And at least that has a thing now.
Yeah.
The pay-per-view of it.
Number 4 is a Last Man Standing. I went back and forth between this one and an I Quit match because they are very, very similar, but I think Last Man Standing edged out just a little bit. Just some very good recent matches. Looking at the Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, one of their 18 times that they fought was the Last Man Standing match. It was very good. But yeah, this one's really good because it kind of does the no DQ, but then it adds a little twist to it. Number 3, we're going to do Falls Count Anywhere. This one's great because I don't ever get to watch wrestling in person, so I enjoy seeing them go around and get creative in the back rooms. I think some of the most famous versions of this are when the hardcore title was a thing, and you could go all over the place and go. One of them, they went across the street and everything like that. You can get really creative with this, and that's what I like about it, because you can do a lot of fun things in the back. Number 2, these last two are going to be more of a general. Number 2 is the Battle Royale, and I include the Royal Rumble as a variant of this. If you want to just get to like just singular match, Royal Rumble is probably up there, but like I did Battle Royale because there's a lot of interesting variants, and just everybody starting in the ring is also fun. Just any time where it's like, okay, you don't have to pin the people, you just have to throw them over the top rope. Like that's an interesting puzzle, because oh my god, it's the giant, he's huge, how are they going to get him over, things like that. So yeah, Battle Royale just in general are great. Number 1 is going to be the ladder match. This is one of the earliest special stipulations that I remember watching. I think it's not technically the first, but the Razor Ramon and Heartbreak Kid.
Such a good match.
Continental title.
And they had one ladder, and that was it. And they used every part of the buffalo. They fucking they went at it. But
now they look like a Home Depot.
Yeah. Which is honestly a better idea. You want all the ladders so that you can use them and break them and do all kinds of things. Because if they would have broke that ladder, they were fucked. But yeah, the ladder, this is any time that anything is hanging up above the ring, usually a belt, but sometimes other things. See, Money in the Bank is a variant of this.
Judy Bagwell.
Yeah, Judy Bagwell. Technically, anything on a pole is kind of a ladder match. But yeah, when you have to climb the ladder, you can do so many things with this. Like I said, Money in the Bank you can do multiple people. You can just do one-on-one. You can have anything hanging from above the ring, just as long as they have to climb the ladder. And you could do tag team. Again, TLC is probably the greatest version of this. I thought about TLC and I was like, wait, just do the ladder match, because that encompasses so much, and that is such a really very rarely has there been a bad variation that I can't think of a bad variation of the ladder match. I'm certain that we could come up with something, but it's just so there's so much room for creativity and things that you can do, and it gives a lot of people a lot to work with in the match.
I had really thought about that. I thought about TLC as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then remembering that John Cena pulled a bunch of chairs down into a rack over
Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett
kind of made me take that off the list.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, that's me.
Nice. Right. Jay, over to you.
All right, my number 5 is any scaffold match involving New Jack.
That's fair enough.
A scaffold match is by design dangerous. You're legitimately 20 feet above a ring typically, and you're fighting in a situation where severe bodily injury. Look at
New Jack.
No, because he's dead. But someone who's still alive somehow is Jim Cornette, and he blew out both knees in a match where he did not need to take that bump, but they said, "Load, throw him up there and it'll be fine." And no, like his legs explode. But you add the extra danger of New Jack in there, and you just know that somebody's going to walk away on a stretcher.
To be honest, that's everything. If you add New Jack to anything,
just put New Jack as your 5.
But a scaffold match when specifically
pillow fight. When
one of the commentators is doing a fake Mexican accent, and then he sees that, oh God, he's actually going to throw Vic Grimes. He goes, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And just crash. And like, everyone's like, oh my God.
Missed every scaffold on the way down.
He hit
one.
From New Jack's own, it's like there were 20 tables in that ring. He hit one. Jesus Christ.
Now, how many was
Yeah.
Was New Jack aiming to throw him on? Zero.
So really, it was a failure on all sides. It's just the way it is there. But you go. My number 4 is the classic Survivor Series match. You may see this will be visited again, but I like an idea where you start with several and then you go down to maybe like 1 or 2 at the very end. It tells a very unique story in the match itself, and then just in the overall product as well. But classic Survivor Series, I'm not going to do SS because that's a totally different thing, and we're not going to do there, and we're just not going to go with that. But classic Survivor Series matches. I will be basic bitch for number 3, cage match. This encompasses all cage matches, but really and truly, the whole the object of these things is one: get 2 people where they have to be in the same area and nobody else can help them, and then 2. How do we break that rule?
Yeah.
And it's just how to do that. And if you do it right, it's magic. And if you do it wrong, it's called Hell in the Cell, and not just all Hell in the Cells, but that one, what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We don't
which ruined 2 wrestlers for a long time.
Yes.
Yep.
One of those is passed on, and the other one is managed to fucking resurrect himself.
You get a DQ in a Hell in a Cell match.
Yes. My number 2 is 2 words, and it's I quit. Nothing beats an I quit match. Again, this is that you want to get 2 people paired down like they've had issues for fucking ever. This is the final one. This is someone, and the baby face is either going to be forced to say it, or the heel is going to like reveal how chicken shit they are, and they're going to say it without having to worry about it. And then they get their comeuppance,
And maybe you can hear it.
Yeah, and then maybe you can hear it, or maybe they'll pipe it in in order to make everything work. And the number 1 is the Royal Rumble match. Battle Royales are very good. This is, let's also, the great Pat Patterson, he's the one who came up with this idea. Every 2 minutes, send somebody in so that you have time now to focus on like groupings of people or just 2 people being in the ring together rather than having like all the 20 or 30 or however many are going to be up there. Also, Battle Royales were ended for me as far as just like the general concept, because of something that was done in TWA, which was the precursor to ECW, called a First Blood Battle Royale. 20 people in a ring trying to gig themselves to be eliminated.
Yeah.
No. But yes, the Royal Rumble stands the test of time, in my opinion. We're at like, 40 of those almost now, too, as well. Like,
that is usually like the most looked forward to pay-per-view of the big 4, especially.
I mentioned the random, the 90-second timer that is absolutely always 90 seconds there. And if you don't believe so, you're a fool.
Yeah.
I did appreciate with the Casino Battle Royal from AEW, which is their version of the Royal Rumble. They actually mentioned that the time intervals are random. Which to me kind of added a new little, okay, this makes sense. That guy came out 10 seconds after the first one, and this one actually came out the full 90 seconds. Whereas WWE's like, no, motherfucker, that was 90 seconds.
Yep.
Dare to say it again.
Yeah. We have a stopwatch. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
A stopwatch that hasn't worked in 20 years.
Yeah.
No, it just has 0, 90.
Yeah.
Click,
Boom,
90.
Done. All right. So that is my top 5.
That is a nice list. On to my list. My number 5 is going to be an ambulance match. The sole goal is to throw one motherfucker into the ambulance, close both doors, and then the lights start going and it hauls out of the arena
to a local medical facility.
Yes. To get assessed. Yes.
Yeah. Trademark.
You don't see a lot of ambulance matches as of lately. I think the last one was almost 10 years ago, but I enjoyed watching ambulance matches.
The last one that I remember is Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
And it's because it was that one time where Braun Strowman kept like coming back and attacking Roman Reigns.
No, I'm not done.
And then he flipped
the ambulance.
Flipped an ambulance. Yeah. Oh man, that was when
that
we
was
used
the
to.
best Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, is that heavy? Have Braun Strowman flip it.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, here's giant scaffolding. Pull it down. Here's a grappling hook. Why is there a grappling hook backstage? Fuck you.
When we thought he was just gonna do like a heavy slam with Shane McMahon off the top of a steel cage.
Yeah. The pandemic ruined a lot of things. Braun Strowman, I think, was the number one thing ruined by the pandemic.
Braun Strowman ruined Braun Strowman during the pandemic.
Yeah.
My number 4 is going to be the I Quit match. I love I love the notion of two people going at it for so long that one gets ready for like a finishing move to like completely end them in like the chicken shit way out of saying I quit, and like both of them exhausted and just wanting to get the other one over. Yeah, I love it. I love an old I quit match. My number 3 is going to be a TLC match: tables, ladders, and chairs. You have the entire pay-per-view around it. You have Money in Bank, which is essentially a TLC match. Any type of championship that's hanging over the arena. It's
Or you can have
always
custody
fun.
papers.
Yes, the Dominic Mysterio custody ladder match. That's actually my honorable mention. Yeah, I love a good TLC match.
Speaking of that, did you see where Eddie Guerrero's daughter, joking on Instagram, posted under something Dominic said about quit trying to steal my dad?
Yeah, that was great.
I saw that.
Yeah, she just started training at Reality of Wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that.
My number 2 is gonna be the Royal Rumble. I love the notion of 30 to 40 people running out into the ring, all but one being tossed over the top ropes, and you see the story shift to focus this one feud leading into specifically the Royal Rumble. The story shifting into this feud to lead up to WrestleMania. I like what they do with it most of the time, and it's just a fun match to me. And then my number 1 is the Elimination Chamber match. Six people enter a massive steel structure. 2 people start. Maybe 90 seconds. Who knows? One gets released out of the chamber.
I think that they were smart and they never said like when the time will actually go in that one. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's been forever since I've watched an Elimination Chamber, to be honest.
But one person comes out of their chambers at a time until eventually there's 6 people in a ring, and with one standing over the rest. I love a Elimination Chamber match always. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
These are good lists.
Yeah,
I like
think
these lists.
We do got good lists.
Okay, so can we just go ahead and put the Royal Rumble on the contenders? We have it on
yeah.
3 lists.
Yeah.
Technically, I would even say we have it on 4.
I'd say
because
Battle
the
Royale
Rumble
I'd
say
is
3.5.
Battle Royale.
Yes, by name 3 and by spirit all 4.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yes, the I just went a little bit more general because I do
Yeah.
like, for the most part, there are some like really shitty variants of a battle royale.
Yeah.
See the reverse battle royale, but
no, don't see that.
No,
Only
no,
listen.
no,
Close
no,
your eyes and only listen to it.
No, I'm curious
the
now.
golden days
What-
of Impact.
What is the reverse?
Everybody
was
starts outside the ring.
and the
Yeah.
goal was to get in the ring, and you had to keep everybody from getting in the ring.
No, and then you had to set up a ladder and then hang the belt
Yeah.
on the hook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
So no, you wanted that.
Just
I want
just
you to
the
remind everybody
greatest
you wanted
parts
that.
of TNA or Impact or whatever the fuck it was going by
Like,
then.
I
No,
like-
it was TNA. It was TNA at that time.
The cool thing about the Royal Rumble as a whole is it went from just, hey, we've got these guys, they're coming down every 2 minutes, minute and a half, whatever, and they're just fighting because they're fighting. You've had ones where the winner got the belt from vacancies, and of course, most recently, the winner of the Rumble gets to choose their
WrestleMania
opponent for
opponents.
WrestleMania, which
Yeah.
I kind of like, and it leads to the Elimination Chamber being the winner of the Elimination Chamber
Faces
gets
the other champion.
Yeah.
So it gave some credence to the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, and they've gotten really good. Well, I would say they've gotten to where they also there are other stories that go along in that. I mean, the Royal Rumble is where you get the Shawn Michaels Undertaker series because they were the final 2 and they and it worked out so well that they had to they had to do their own matches that weren't about the belt. So
You also have the famous Steve Austin grabbing a rope that was covered in baby oil and falling out of the ring. and walking past the camera trying to get the attention because he was supposed to win. That he got eliminated. You also have it was John Cena and Batista hitting the ground
single best Royal Rumble of all time.
Exact time.
Yeah,
which that's the one that led to Vince
comes out
both of his
quads.
quads.
He blew out the first one getting into the ring, and then walking back, he blows out the second one when he stood up again. So he because he put all his weight on
He blew them out on the way to the ring.
Because I watched. I was watching. It was Triple H on one podcast, and so he goes, Paul, I'm fine. It's like Vince, you're not fine. Like you're like he stood up, and when he stood up, the quad that was still good had all of its weight on it, and it just exploded right there.
Because I always heard it that he blew out one on the way to the ring and one in the ring because he was sitting in the ring and did not get up or move.
He blew out the left one when he struck the thing because he hadn't stretched, and even then he's like a 50-year-old man, and so he stayed because he's like, oh, okay. But then he walks to the back on that one leg. He goes to sit down in his chair, and they go to fucking stands up, pops that one too. Crazy.
You also have fun little things like I don't like him anymore, but you have the CM Punk, the Sermon on the Mount, where he's eliminating people and then cutting a promo after every elimination. Because eliminations. There's fun things that you can do.
The 3 faces of Foley.
Being in there 3 times.
Yeah,
where he was in there 3
you have
times.
you set it up. They've set it up now where it's like surprise entrances where it's like, if somebody returns, oftentimes they will return at the Royal Rumble. You've got Cena from injury. Yep. Edge, which I still watch all the fucking time.
You have
recently Cody.
You have the debut of AJ Styles.
Yeah, AJ Styles. They like to
NXT call ups to the main roster.
They
or
like
legends or that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they like to give you a good thing. Yeah, I have no problem with the Royal Rumble being on there. Probably number 1, but we'll get to there.
Yeah, but we have 4 more. Before we go any further, Jason, would you like to shoot anything?
So
right now. You don't have to, but
I do have a question.
Yes.
If something is on there twice and I shoot it, does it come off of both
It comes
lists?
off all lists.
Okay.
You cannot shoot a number 1,
Correct.
but if even your own, if it showed up on 4 and you shoot it, it's gone from all lists.
Okay. Because I am tied between shooting either I Quit or Last Man Standing. And there's a reason that I mention that, because I love the concept of both of those matches.
Mm-hmm.
And I have only seen 1 or 2 that actually lived up to the match.
Yeah. I think a lot of what my thinking with these were that a lot of these have been kind of not done well lately by both AEW and WWE. I was trying to keep them as a whole, but there are a lot of these match types that have kind of soured lately if you just go by how they've been done recently. To me, War Games, I'm a little bit tired of it because we're just throwing some people together. But they did the same thing for Survivor Series, so it's
I think I'm
whatever.
gonna shoot I Quit.
He's shooting I Quit now.
I Quit is
bang.
And the reason that I'm shooting it,
bang,
it is so easy to screw that match up between audio problems, between the ref not being in the right spot, between there are so many issues with that match. And it may be a little bit of recency bias, but there was just an I Quit match with Jon Moxley in it last month, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, wasn't it the last pay-per-view?
It was the last pay-per-view. Actually, it was the last pay-per-view.
Yeah. Which was not a week ago. Yeah.
He quit. But the mic wasn't working correctly. You could not hear him say, I quit. So they just rang the bell.
Oh, my God.
And it's like, Jon Moxley quit. Jon Moxley quit. And I was watching the clips of it. And I'm like, he did?
Yeah.
Because I didn't hear it. The only I Quit match recently that I will say I enjoyed, and it's not even recent at this point, it was Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Jey Uso said I quit because he was handcuffed to the rope, I think, where he couldn't get to anything. and Roman had Jimmy.
No, it was Roman had Jimmy in a
He was about to break his neck,
and Jay
And Jay
wasn't anywhere near it. Like Roman, he was like trying to like get Roman out of it.
He was near him, but he couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Roman was shouting at Jay, "Say I quit, or I'll break his neck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jay finally said, "Okay,
that,
I quit."
That was a good one because that was
That's
also
the last one that I've seen that was worth a damn.
Yeah.
because that was also a Hell in a Cell I Quit match.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I went just
I
some
love
reason-
the concept.
Oh,
Like, don't
yeah,
get me
yeah,
wrong. I love the concept of it.
The reason I went with Last Man Standing is really and truly is because just out of kind of shame for have once liked that Rock versus Mick Foley one where he gives him like so many fucking concussions. And just because I can't think of I Quit without thinking of that match, and to me that match nowadays is so distasteful that I just couldn't put it on my list. That was my reasoning. I'm not saying that if you like an I Quit match that you're bad for
I
doing it.
love the
but that
concept
is-
of an I Quit match, but there's just so much that can go wrong.
Yeah.
The
For
reason
me, the reason why it was number 2 on my list is 2 of my top 10 matches of all time are on this list. Ric Flair and Terry Funk in WCW. Go back and watch that match. It's amazing. Like, and they had 0 audio problems on that.
Yeah.
And what I liked about it, and it was 0 audio problems, but the I Quit is kind of faded because like he's himself faded. Terry Funk finally giving up in that match, and perennially in my top 5. Sometimes it's even my number 1. It's Austin and Bret Hart WrestleMania. And what's amazing about that match ends with no one saying I quit.
Right,
Yeah.
which to me, I was just about to say, you have a match that theoretically cannot have an end.
Yeah.
And they've done that. See Austin versus Bret Hart, where you have somebody pass out.
Yeah.
Officially, that match can't end
Well,
until someone says I quit.
except the referee is like, okay, this man's about to die. It's
Right.
like, no, okay, like congratulations, win.
See also disqualification in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Anyway, the reason I was thinking Last Man Standing is because a lot of times those matches win by some hook or crook.
Yeah.
John Cena versus Batista, where Cena duct tapes Batista's, which I hate because Cena is pulling duct tape off the roll and it is ripping in his hand.
Yeah.
And he is wrapping it around Batista's legs. And you are trying to get me to believe that John Cena just pulling tape off of a roll, it's going to tear. But Batista and the giant fucking legs this dude has can't just go and break the
break
tape.
it. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. That's why I always think I think exclusively they have gone to handcuffs all of the time in those kind of situations because it's like, okay, we're going to restrain them. And so like it's a restraint that's easy to put on and it's hard to break and instinctively.
Maybe.
So when they're real, yes, but you're not using real ones. But what is real in professional wrestling?
Exactly.
But yeah, when the tape is breaking in your hands, when you can't get the knot to fucking tie because of adrenaline or sweat or whatever have you, like click, click, boom, you got that out of the way. It's one of those parts that you need to get done. So you're going to focus on it, but then you're over focusing on it and other things. Like this man is like literally bound. It's like, why is he not just punching him in the fucking back while he's like trying to shackle his legs? So yeah, no. I get that. Like, I will admit to this. The swings in this, there is no medium I quit match. There's either garbage or the greatest of all time. And I think that's the reason when this is good, it goes beyond great. So I think that's the reason why that ended up that's why that ended up so high. And again, like 2 out of my top 10 matches of all time are just so I think that's why that rose to the top for me.
Yeah. And which one was that where which Last Man Standing match was that where somebody got pinned by a forklift?
That was Rock and
Mankind.
No, because that ended with the pin. Like it wasn't even a 10. He just pinned him with a forklift on him. And what sucked, it's like if they hadn't put the camera on the forklift looking down at him, I think that match goes over a lot better. But it's like, okay, this is clearly like construed.
But the one
to
that
be this way.
the last man standing match that always sticks out with me again is Gargano and Ciampa, where
so
they're
good.
both like somewhere outside the ring and they I think Gargano like jumped on well he had him like handcuffed or something, and they're both about to hit 10, and Ciampa is just enough on a ledge where he can roll off. Like I think he's handcuffed. He can roll off and stand up just as the 10 count happens. Like shit like that.
That's black and gold era. Right there.
It can be really good. But let me see.
I feel like Elimination Chamber could go for a contender.
See, so we've got it. It shares 2 lists, right? I'm looking, okay, it shares 2 lists. It's also a cage. See, the weird thing about Elimination Chamber, it's part War Games, it's part Steel Cage Match, and it's part Royal Rumble. Like it's an amalgam of 3 specific ones. I don't say that to necessarily denigrate it. I think in my mind, I step away from it a little bit more because I like regular cage matches more, as seen by my list. I like the Royal Rumble more, and I like War Games more.
I like the original cage matches where you had a cage where this was Ethan, I hate you so much that we have to settle this in a cage where we will beat the piss out of each other and nobody can get involved. And the only way this ends is one of us leaving the cage. And then somebody figured out, well, that really doesn't mean anything. We can have people climb the cage and get involved. We can have people lock the door. We can have people just walk in the door. At this point, to me, really any of the cage matches, honestly, but they have completely lost that violence that is inherent to the cage. The reason I mention Elimination Chamber is because it's one of the few that you rarely see that kind of stuff. War Games is kind of the same way, just because it's old but new-ish. But when you get to I know Hell in a Cell isn't even on our list anywhere, is it?
No.
Hell in the Cells and regular cage matches at this point, I think there is no difference in those matches than a regular no DQ match.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Hell in a Cell, the thing that it used to be, which in the very first one they fucking outdid, but it took a literal monster to do it, was that there is no way anybody else can get inside this cage.
Yes.
And it took fucking Kane to rip the hinges off to do that. But and then they got away from that. My problem.
Well, and also they get out of that cage, like the thing that's like even in the first one, Shawn Michaels is outside of the cage.
Mm-hmm. But the reason why cage match didn't make mine is because of the way that they do them now, and they probably have done this for longer than I know of. Is they have the fucking referee standing there with the door, and anytime anybody gets close to the door, it's like a fucking NPC. They swing the door open so they can run out. If they didn't do that, if they just locked the motherfuckers in the cage, and you either have to climb over you have to knock your opponent out and climb over the top, or you have to even just pinning them is fine, but or like a regular, any way a regular match ending is fine. But the fact that they have the thing where you have to where they open the door is oh man, that is the most boring fucking way to do this. I feel like that kills a regular cage match for me.
Whenever anybody mentions there's going to be a cage match between 2 people at this point, I'm just like, whatever. It's going to be the same as an ending to every Raw, or the same as an ending to every Dynamite.
Yeah.
The good guy is going to get jumped by a million bad guys. And maybe they overcome because we want that happy ending, or more than likely they don't, and they get the hell beat out of them because good is dumb in wrestling.
Yeah. And maybe sometimes you have a creepy kid singing He's Got the Whole World in His Hands to stop them from getting out of the cage.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a laser hologram.
Yeah.
Don't forget the laser holograms.
Yeah, I will say, and for me, the reason War Game really and truly like 2-3 years ago, War Games would have made this list, but they've kind of
It's kind of become like the
since
default.
since the WWE has started doing it, it's gotten a little bit watered, like it's gotten a little bit boring every other time. And the thing about War Games that annoys me is the fact that like the match really doesn't start until everybody gets in there. So you're really watching like 20 minutes of preamble. I love War Games, but that part annoys me, and the fact that it's just kind of starting to get really rote is annoying.
I like War Games. I don't like how it's taken over like the Survivor Series spotlight.
Well, because it used to be around this time when they would do a takeover for NXT. It was a War Games takeover.
And if you want to go historically, October was Halloween Havoc in WCW, and that's where War Games started. So you had October for War Games, and then November would roll around. You have the Survivor Series.
Which, the reason War Games, other than the fact that Royal Rumble is the best gimmick ever made, the reason War Games is at number
Spoilers.
2. The one thing I really dislike about it is the Raw or SmackDown before, where they're doing the War Games. They always have the advantage match.
Yeah.
And that only works if the heels win, which makes that match unbelievably predictable.
I can't remember the last time I watched one of those matches and the heels didn't win.
Because you have to have that moment of, okay, there's two bad guys in the ring fighting one good guy.
Yeah, there's always more.
Well, I mean, you go back, like if we go back to WCW, it was decided that night after the first two get in and decided on a coin flip, and the bad guys always won that coin flip. Like they went well above the 50, past the deviations for a 50% chance.
Yeah,
just
like,
the way it is.
Like you have to have that to build the suspense of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I honestly do like the match doesn't officially start until everybody's in the ring. It keeps the booking from to be honest. I think it's the best way to put that. It keeps the booking honest. You can't have these matches where fooled you. The good guy and the bad guy are in the ring, and then as soon as the second heel comes down, they win.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that is
you
true.
Have to, everybody has to get their chance, and there you go.
But it's
what was the year? But you can do a variation of it. What was the year? I think it was Dakota Kai
Where she betrayed
Tegan Knox. And because the good guys had the advantage, and all of a sudden it gets ripped away from them. I think you have the opportunity to create different variations of that, and it worked. It's just they don't do it.
Didn't start the match though until
the match beyond. Well, because once again that's classic War Games, because
War Games
was
they
defined
started
as
the
two
match
things.
anyway because those two weren't in the match. It was like a 2-on-4 situation. Mm-hmm. They never showed up, so they were like, okay, we're going to start the match anyway. But this is one where I tried not to do like, okay, don't let newer stuff like leave a bad taste in your mouth. But this one has, because they're very rote. Like it's always like the second or it's like the third person who comes in, goes under the ring and starts throwing in weapons. Well, it's the second person the second face comes in and starts throwing in weapons, and then the third face is going to get a table. Almost every single time, you can just about fucking do it by clockwork.
You have it down to a science.
They have a formula.
Who is going to do what.
I will counter that with air raid crash off the top.
This is fair. Yeah, this is fair. And
where everyone should have died.
Yes.
Some like about 25 minutes into the women's match, Io Sky is going to jump off the top with a trash can on her.
Yes.
She's been in every single one of the women's War Games, but I remember like being excited, like when I remember being here watching that NXT, and there's a group of women fighting each other, and I'm like, and I look at everybody, and I was like, oh shit, they're gonna announce a women's War Game, and everybody was like, oh my god, that's so fucking cool, and then he fucking does it, and it's like, oh, this is great.
And there is also Lord William Regal's
yes.
Intonation.
Yeah, if we didn't have him,
War Games.
War Games.
or Orange Cassidy this past couple months.
War Games.
Blood and guts. Blood and
whatever.
guts.
Yeah.
But
Because I feel like some form of cage match needs to be on the top 5 of all time. So whether it's War Games, whether it's Elimination Chamber, or whether it is just plain old
just cage
the
match,
cage match.
as generic as it is.
So let me extend this a little bit further. I would also say the ladder match, because TLCs do cut off a few ladder matches that I think need to be on, and specifically Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, who, let me say this, rest in peace, Razor Ramon. A lot of years it was like, oh, it was 20 minutes of Shawn Michaels wrestling a ladder or grappling. No. Razor Ramon did his fucking job in there. Scott Hall was amazing.
Yes.
And I think only now do we really get to appreciate it.
My only counter to that is Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys.
Here's my point to that though. What's the high spot? The ladder.
True.
The tables give you something to land on. The chair is a weapon to use in the ring, but the points and focus in time always end up on that ladder, or the ladder getting knocked down there. So this is the reason why I say the ladder match over
the
TLC.
reason why I put because more thing, like I love TLC, and I think that's probably the pinnacle version of this, but
realistically it is just a ladder match.
TLC, like if you took away the ladder, you would have to fundamentally change the match.
If you take away the ladder, it's a no DQ match.
Yeah.
I would say like every ladders match is a TLC match.
No,
It
you
could
mean
be
the other way
nowadays,
around.
Every TLC match is a ladder match.
ladders
Oh,
match.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Well,
My bad.
nowadays
That's what I meant.
mostly they just don't call it that, and they don't do a tag team match.
if
This also includes the Money in the Bank, which
Yeah.
no one put on, which is very
Right.
And I didn't put Money in the Bank in there because I
because
included
ladder
it in
match.
ladder match.
I didn't
because
put Money in the Bank on my list for the simple fact that outside of the first one, where it was that this is new, this is exciting, all of the other iterations of a ladder match and all of the recent Money in the Banks have been boring.
I'm going to get hate for this, and I do believe the end of it kind of ruined it. But the COVID era Money in the Bank.
I loved that Money in
The
the Bank.
COVID era Money in the Bank.
Oh, yeah,
that was a
cinematics, the
that
cinematic
was a
ladder
cinematic
match.
match.
I loved that one.
Yeah.
Where Rey Mysterio's dead.
Yeah.
No, it was him and somebody else got thrown
Baron
off
Corbin.
of the
Baron Corbin threw him off the top of Titan
him and
Towers.
somebody
Yeah,
else.
it was two
There were
people. It was two
got
people.
thrown off the fucking building.
And the fact that the women's and the men's was going on at the same time.
time.
I thought that was cool as hell.
Yeah.
And I wish they would have kept that going.
yeah.
Yeah, but they're not
Moving
gonna
forward.
they're not gonna do cinematic matches anymore if they can help it.
Yeah,
But
the biggest problem I have though with the Money in the Bank is, okay, you have somebody get the briefcase. Cool. What good does it do?
yeah,
Most of the people that get a
that's-
briefcase, they don't get pushed.
That's the thing. The matches are usually pretty good.
The payoff is nothing.
But the payoff it's been diminished every single iteration has diminished, and that's a problem with like most of these things.
Like
In
we were talking about the cinematic one too. Who won that match?
Otis,
Otis.
I was about to say, do you remember?
Otis and Oscar.
Otis and Oscar.
Otis and Oscar, right?
Yeah, no. That's why.
the
Why did you
response-
think I talked about the fucking ending?
The
Yes.
response, the resolution of Oscar winning was fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was immediately the next Raw. She became the title holder because Becky was pregnant.
Yeah,
Loved it.
yeah.
Otis gets the briefcase. He turns it into a lunchbox.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious. Loved
Yeah.
it. And then
Loses
he
it
lost
to the
And
Miz.
then he loses it. Yeah, because they didn't want. Yeah,
because they didn't want to put it on Otis.
Yeah.
Otis won because he's over right now. Let's do something.
Yeah.
And then the next week, Vince was like, man, I don't like this guy anymore.
yeah. And nowadays there's always like one of them does it like really
Usually
like,
the
cashes in really quick. The other one takes a very long time.
Tiffany Stratton has held it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
All the other women winners,
Yeah,
including Asuka, but not really her fault.
yeah.
Like
Within
same,
a week.
same night or within the week, cash
Have cashed in.
Yeah. But Money in the Bank isn't on there, so let's stop
I
talking.
narratively, I hate the Sword of Damocles.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I don't necessarily like about Money in the Bank is that it's because it's a sort of Damocles that either gets paid off in the way you think it does, so there's no surprise to it, or the guy loses, see Baron Corbin, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Well, I think
and then you realize that's a total D push of that
Yeah.
that person, not even the character, the person holding
well,
the thing.
I think the problem, and we need to get off of this eventually because we're like, it's not even on the fucking list. But the problem with Money in the Bank is more that they figure out the winner, but then they don't figure out like how we're actually going to have them win take the title or cash in or whatever. They're just like, we'll figure it out later, and then half the time they don't even like. It's just a shitty. That's the problem with that. But again,
But even with all that said, I agree that a ladder match should be a contender.
so the ladder match as the contender.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
feel like
the
that,
ladder
yeah.
match.
All right, I'll write. Y'all keep talking.
Yeah,
Figure
yeah,
out something. We got 3 more.
We know we're gonna have some form of a cage match on there. So, what other things besides cage would y'all consider? I love the classic Survivor Series match. I love like the kind of like battle like brand supremacy.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's
No.
not the classic.
no,
no.
brand supremacy sucks. We need
Brand
we need
supremacy sucks.
we need a heel team, and we need a fucking
And we need a face team, and they need to have cool titles.
We
Yes.
need Tatanka versus Yokozuna's team.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, the
need-
All Americans with
Yeah.
with the Undertaker, where he opens his coat and has a Betsy Ross
We
flag.
need
Yeah, it's like-
we need the 5 doinks.
we need 5 doinks. We need 5 doinks.
Or we need Nexus versus John Cena.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and wrestlers from the
John
WWE.
Cena.
And, and in smaller print, and wrestlers from the WWE.
yeah. And a sorted
John
wrestler.
Cena.
We need Jerry Lawler and a bunch of little people.
Have you
Or
ever wondered?
Jerry Lawler and a bunch of knights. Where's Jerry Lawler? Don't ask.
Have you
Do
ever
not
wondered?
ask.
Do
not.
Have you ever wondered? Is it possible to bury like 7 men?
Yeah.
Inside of an hour.
Yeah.
Yes. When you have John Cena
Yeah.
versus the Nexus.
Yeah.
He got hit with one of their finishers on the concrete. He got up before the
He
guy
got a
who did,
DDT on the concrete.
I thought that was one of their finishers.
I don't
That
know.
was that wrestler's finisher. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
and it's
because
like
it was
and he immediately
fucking,
got
it was
up. Yeah.
Barrett. It was the
Wade-
leader
it was
guy.
Wade Barrett,
Barrett.
yeah.
I don't know. I
No,
wasn't
'cause
watching
he,
at that
he
time.
eliminated the guy hit him out there, and then he just immediately gets up, gets in the ring. Fucking AA's boom done, and then fucking STFU fucking
The
done.
only thing that was cool about that whole match was Danielson
Yeah, coming back,
coming back and
yeah.
joining the WWE side. And
Yeah, it
then
was great.
damn near immediately getting eliminated.
Yep.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about the Survivor Series match is when they did a Survivor Series where it was all Survivor Series matches. So
Yeah.
you just had but
See, that's my favorite one because at the end of the night, it was like all the good guy survivors and all the bad guys survive, and it ended up being fucking. Oh wait a minute! It was like 87 bad guys and Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, and Tito Santana.
yeah, I think I remember
Tito
that one.
immediately pins one dude on the other team. Then they all beat up Tito, and then Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior just run roughshod.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean that's how it
Ethan
works.
mentioned brand supremacy. That would have been cool if it meant
Anything.
any fucking thing.
Well,
And it did
after.
1 year.
It did-
But when it was Raw versus SmackDown
Versus NXT.
versus NXT.
The reason why it never meant anything is because they only cared about it in the month of November, and then
Right.
after that,
They
before
just
that and
gave
after
up
that,
with it. Yeah.
nobody gave a shit.
No one gave a shit.
But and that was like it was novel to begin at the start. Like the very first time when they did that Raw's invading SmackDown or whatever, but or vice versa. That was but then like
There was another one too. When Becky Lynch
When
got
Nia
fucking
Jax
broke
Becky
her,
Lynch's nose.
got her
Well, yeah.
fucking, and then also well before that with Becky Lynch breaking fucking Ronda Rousey's arm. It's
Yeah.
like and everyone cheering it even though Becky was the fucking heel.
yeah.
What the fuck?
But yeah, the Survivor Series match is good. It's one of those where it's like the first one where they're like, well, let's just make an entire pay-per-view of this. And and then it got kind of boring, and now they just do war games.
It's on my list, so I will defend. But classic Survivor Series match is the introduction of the Undertaker.
Well, yeah.
And he
That is true.
murdered Coco Beware.
It's also the introduction of the gobbledygook.
Yet,
Yes.
why it should be on there.
He was
Further
at the
proving my
pay-per-view,
point.
not the match.
This is reason number 4007 why I hate AI. There was an AI synopsis of Survivor Series, and it mentioned that one of the longest running WWE/F superstars made their debut at the Survivor Series in 1991. They went on to win like 8 world championships, multiple tag team titles, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The Gobbledygooker.
There you go. It was one of the Guerreros. It wasn't Eddie, but it was.
It was.
yeah.
It wasn't Eddie. It wasn't
Hector.
Chavo. It was
No, I think it was Chavo Senior.
Chavo
I think it was Chavo
Senior,
Senior.
yeah. Okay.
I want classic Survivor Series. I'll vote for it because it's already on my list.
I wish if there is the stipulation that we are talking about a classic
That's
Survivor
why
Series.
it's on the classic.
Okay.
Classic.
So
This is
no
not-
Survivor Series matches after like 1995 or so.
98.
98. Yeah. As long as we throw all of those out,
Classic
I would
Survivor
agree.
Series. Yes. Any objections?
sure.
I'm going to put this as CSSM, which stands for some sort of countermeasure system, I think.
As long as you don't put CSAM.
What about
System.
the bull rope? Those are usually pretty good.
I was about to say that.
And they can, like I said, like Holder said, they can do a lot of there's just a regular strap, there's the dog collar, there's the one where you got to touch the
4 corners.
The 4 corners. That one I don't particularly like because it's usually like somebody wins very cheaply and it's hard to understand. You love that, don't you? You love it.
So my favorite variation of my favorite one of these, and this is in my honest opinion, this is the greatest match this wrestler has ever been in. Lex Luger versus Stan Hansen, the bull rope match where he won back the U.S. title, where he touched all 4 corners, but the ref got knocked out. And so they brought in, and so there wasn't a ref to declare it. And so they brought in the second ref, and then Hansen touches all 4 corners. And it says, and it's like, of all things, Randy Pee Wee Anderson, the ref that got knocked out, goes, "Look at the tape." And I'm like, what?
Wrestling, acknowledging wrestling.
Never did it again. Never fucking did it
and
again.
Luger wins the match. That's my favorite Lex Luger match is the bull rope match with him and Stan Hansen,
that's
which
fair.
is completely appropriate. Like
That's
that, and so like it was like, oh my god, I don't even mean to be this fucking
My
combative
problem
about
with
it
it was
but
even
is.
as a kid, I was like, well, this is dumb. How hard? Like the ring isn't that big. It shouldn't be like, it's not like.
The
The WWE ring, yeah, it's like 20 by 20, but
it does lead to some, like, if done correctly, it leads to some very smarmy heel wins, which I'm all for. As long as
My
fits
counter to that
character.
is JBL winning the title. But I like pretty much every other version of this.
And
It's
when you-
usually pretty fun.
And of course, when I say that, I'm talking like I said, I'm talking dog collar matches, the bull rope matches, the leather strap matches, things of that nature. Just again, I keep saying recently, even though we're talking like 3, 4, 5 years in the past at this point, because time doesn't mean anything after 2020. The CM Punk MJF match,
Yeah, that was a phenomenal match.
the Brody Lee Cody Rhodes match.
That was a phenomenal match.
When those matches, when AEW said, "Hey, we're going to do some dog collar matches," to me that's some large shoes to fill because those matches were great back in the day.
there's only one set of shoes that's Roddy Piper,
Yes.
and Greg Valentine,
Yeah.
which brawl wise, arguably 2 of the top 5 as far as brawling wrestlers will always be. Also that's a match that I think AEW can do, the WWE cannot in its current configuration.
And mentally, I think of that match almost in the same bucket as a cage match. The design is to, hey, you're a heel. You've been sneaking away from me. You've been getting away from your comeuppance for months, you can't now. But I feel like the cage just has become so pointless when it comes
I don't
down
say
to
I
it.
don't say pointless. I say watered down. There is a point to the match, but it's so thin because you could have a cage match every Raw. You could have a cage match every Dynamite. Hell, you've got blood and guts matches that don't happen on pay-per-views. They happen on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Which I think is a bad play. I think those matches
But
should be on pay-per-view.
When I say a cage match, when I'm talking cage, I'm talking about the traditional cage, right?
Yeah.
Again, I can't think of the last actual steel cage match that was just the two people fighting in the cage and didn't have any sort of like massive outside interference that made the
Cody
cage
and
pointless.
Wardlow.
That's the closest thing that we've had.
Because I don't remember anybody getting in the cage there with them. Just he had to do that cage match, and I thought they did a really good job with that one. But even then, that's pre. Yeah, that match was pre-COVID, so we're talking more than 5 years.
Yeah, we're talking the early days of AEW.
And that's probably more of an exception that proves the rule than anything else. Because, but I will say, like, if you're looking at cage matches versus like Texas Bull Rope, those haven't been watered down. If you see
They
those,
specifically haven't. Yeah, that's a 100%
they
on
are
that.
usually. And they don't always necessarily have to have like the tons of blood and stuff, because I think wasn't Danielson was in a strap match with somebody recently before he retired again, or
Wasn't that with Hangman?
I think it was with Hangman.
I
I
know-
can't remember.
I know he was in a bull rope with Bray Wyatt when he was still.
but I know in like
WWE.
AEW he was in
he
it
did
was a
something
leather
with that.
a leather
Yeah.
strap match.
Yeah,
I
which falls under our
my
falls
memory
under
could
our
be
Emblem
fucking with
brother.
me, but I vividly remember like him like getting the shit beat out of him because he had welts all over him because they were whipping the shit out of him. And he's he's a tough guy, but he also has the skin of a toddler.
Yeah.
So you do anything to him, and he fucking
or the skin of a Ric Flair.
I just remember the match that he had against Gunther.
Oh God, yeah. That fucking chest, Jesus Christ, that was hamburger
But
meat.
yeah, I would like to put bull rope there for sure.
I got no issue with that.
Yeah.
I like the bull rope.
Okay.
I heard
got
somebody
one more.
ask the question, what's worse, headbutting a Samoan or chopping Gunther?
Ooh,
Or chops from Gunther.
that is
No. Like what turns out worse for you? Because anybody who chops Gunther gets it back to them.
yeah.
And the Samoan have the hardest heads in the world. So
According to racism.
yes, yes, this is true.
Okay, so 4 in, we got 1 left.
I still say that needs to be some variant of a cage,
Yes.
just because of how iconic a cage is to wrestling.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's just cage, whether it's War Games, whether it's Elimination Chamber, I lean towards Elimination Chamber or War Games, but the iconicness of a cage, I think, can't be.
I would say, and again, it's on my list again, so like I am kind of arguing for me, but cage match brings in War Games. It brings in the Elimination Chamber. It brings in the one-on-one cage matches. It brings in like, I think it was there's a tag team cage match. This is going back years, but this is the era where holy shit, it's the Midnight Express and it's the Road Warriors in a cage.
Yeah.
And the winner gets to have beat the shit out of the manager for 5 minutes in the cage too. There's certain variations you can have in a cage that I still think are viable. It's watered down, but I'll also worry that War Games is starting to get watered down because of the tropes are just being constantly recycled, like beat for beat, word for word.
Like, in all honesty, even though it's on my list, I lean more towards Elimination Chamber than War Games, than Cage. And I say that because War Games and Elimination Chamber, and even though it's not up there, to an extent, Hell in a Cell, they have done more with those to create the spirit of a cage match than cage matches currently are. Because again, cage matches are pointless, I feel, because they're not upholding the original thought of a cage match, where I think War Games and does a better job there, and Elimination Chamber has more attached to it at this point in time, because Elimination Chamber now literally is whoever wins this match gets a title shot at Mania. So it carries that weight a little more.
For me, and the way I look at it with Elimination Chamber especially, of course, like cage match and Elimination Chamber are definitely like related. They're in the same, like you can say, like evolutionary pattern. But when it comes to like from cage match to Elimination Chamber is a long, very long way away. Like you can see the DNA there. Like you can see some little features, but like it like it's a thing that like fundamentally changes the fucking ringside and everything. Like it
War Games is way more related to a cage and Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
by far, because War Games is kind of taking the place of Hell in a Cell. Because it is these people hate each other.
Well, yeah, it goes back to the personal issue.
Yeah,
with Elimination Chamber,
doesn't have personal issues.
It can have depending on who gets in there, but legitimately the purpose of it is business.
Yeah.
It's either to win the title, or now it is to become the next person to challenge for the title.
Yeah,
that's why I put cage match above Elimination Chamber, because it still puts when done right. I have not seen, and I can't. If somebody could maybe like bring up something, but I can't think of in my head a cage match. Let's just throw two randos in a cage.
No, you're 1,000% right.
So yeah,
cage matches. The biggest problem I have with a cage match, and I've said it a couple of times, is the original idea of a cage match and how cage matches are done now are two completely different things.
Right.
The wisp of the soul of a cage match still exists, because it's like you said, these are two people that hate each other. We got to put in a cage.
Yeah.
That means fuck all. War Games has the same problem kinda as current Survivor Series. We're going to throw the good guys versus the bad guys together because they're good guys versus bad guys, and we have to do it because it's November.
Right.
It was best done.
I will at least for this year. This is an amalgamation of a lot of people with a lot of personal animosity built up in storyline with one another on both the male and the female side.
And I will say, I am very much a fan of the fact that even though she's on the team, Charlotte and Rhea's, hey, I don't like you, you don't like me. I can't trust you because of all the shit we've been through. Oh, look, they referenced history. WWE never does that.
Yeah.
So Charlotte was like, I'm out.
It was done. I think it was the War Games were done better. The setup for War Games was done better for most of NXT. Usually, really with the men, because it was groups. It was like this faction
1,000%
hates this, or this faction is fucking over everybody. So now the people have to band together. And in the first one, it was like tag teams pretty much, I mean, because they had it was 3 teams, not 2 teams, like 2 teams of 3 teams of.
And what was
3
2 years ago now? 3 years ago? 3 years ago, I think, when you had the Bloodline with Sammy.
Yeah.
And you had that moment where he turns on KO and Jay finally accepts him into the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Like,
it's better when there's like some faction that they're going on. It feels a little bit, even though like even with this like women's match, they have more common ground and its animosity toward it's both, but it's mostly like, oh, I hate you two, and then the heels are like, no, we hate this one and this other one. So we're kind of forcing it to get. It still feels a little bit forced, but it was better. That's the reason to me that it feels like a little bit watered down now, because
like the women's one,
there's less cohesion between the groups.
The women's one this year didn't need Becky and AJ.
Yeah,
like those two are forced into there.
It didn't need it, but honestly,
I mean, it adds to it.
I think it adds enough to where
you could say the same thing with Brock Lesnar. It's
Brock
just,
and like
Brock and Roman,
right?
Yeah.
But at least with Roman, you have the connection.
Roman, he has the connection with Jay and Jimmy, and then he also has the connection with Cody.
Triangle of,
and he also has the
Roman,
connection
Cody,
with
CM Punk.
Yeah, well, he also has the like. I think the men's War Games this year was was hurt vastly with Seth Rollins going out.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they've done a good job to piece it together again. And if you're
That-
going
it would have been
because
better
if
because
Seth
he would have
wasn't
had
hurt-
his group because he
Yeah.
would have had his group and he's
If
not
Seth
having to
wasn't
pull in
hurt,
like
you could
random
have had
people.
The
Yeah.
vision.
because in that point, I think Drew's out.
Yep.
And you put Seth in there, and now he has this chaotic element that is Brock Lesnar and all the other stuff in there.
Yeah.
And Logan Paul is just trying to like find whatever he can to get to relevancy, which is something John Cena mentioned in their little did, which I think it's a nice little callback in there.
But that's why I say War Games.
Right.
War Games still, to me, it still currently has the soul of a cage match.
You've convinced me. I'll switch it to War Games. Now, here's the problem. Brady's number 5, Ethan's number 1 is Elimination Chamber. So we're at a 2-for-2 impasse.
I definitely think one of these two are
Yeah,
gonna be the
this
ones. So
is the final. This is the final.
discussion.
What if we lock each other together in a small room and we give each other? We'll mix.
No. We bring out 2 very small cages, and
Yeah.
and Holder and Jay get in one, and me and Ethan get in the
And
other
then we
one.
just shout at one another.
No,
What?
and then when the time comes, one of them
One by one
by
from
one
each
we
top
go into
team.
the
That's the
the
format.
ring.
That is the format of both of those matches.
Yeah, I know which one am I talking about.
It took us an hour and 7 minutes to get to that joke. Thank God. Oh my God.
I think also there is many of the for me like there's still like a newer sheen on Elimination Chamber that probably shouldn't be there for me, because for a lot of them I didn't watch wrestling. It was either like they just weren't happening in that time when I was watching it, or I just didn't get to watch a whole lot of wrestling like on TV.
See, I'm the reverse. I go back to the WCW War Games matches. One that reminds me, like, just always kind of sticks in my mind. Brian Pillman gets injured before the War Games match, and his like arm is in a fucking sling and shoulder and shit. And it's like they're discussing with the teams like who's going in first, who's going in, and he just bolts and he just goes into the ring. And so he plays that entire thing with like a bum shoulder.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is Sid power bombs him twice directly on his shoulder, which to me was insane because he could have actually fucked up his shoulder because
Yeah.
his shoulder was bandaged the fuck up to make it look like it. So like to me, I have way more good memories of War Games.
That's fair.
I think with I think you have to look at these two in the terms of, to me, War Games has more grit and soul to it. Elimination Chamber has more business to it. Like
It has
you
a sheen to
Right.
it.
Elimination Chamber is something that will happen, and there is going to be the winner is going to get something. War Games is the winner is going to survive.
Yeah, I think one thing we should point out, or at least this is my opinion, none of these gimmick matches should have a pay-per-view based around them. I think that is the downfall
agree.
of any gimmick match. You got Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, War Games,
Money in the Bank.
Royal Rumble is the only one that stands the test of time, and I think because it is so like it's fucking
Iconic.
it's iconic and genius. Like that's the only one that you can do. Every single other one of these TLC, like a lot of these started getting like the quality of the matches started getting worse when they named a pay-per-view after it and just said it is
I would 100% agree with that. Not that I wouldn't disagree, but Hell in a Cell was absolutely destroyed by that.
It's February, so we have to have Hell in a Cell. So now we have to have a reason for these people to be in Hell in a Cell.
If they would say, this is the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, every match
They
is a Hell
did
in a
that
Cell.
one year though.
They
didn't
almost did that
They
one
almost
year.
did that.
Yeah.
But
It was
now-
like that first. It was like that first year when the Hell in a Cell was red. Like they had like 4 or 5 Hell in a Cell matches.
to me, if you're going to name a pay-per-view after a gimmick match, Royal Rumble excluded here, then it needs to be like every match should be that gimmick match.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of did that with TLC, except that like this match is a chairs match.
Yeah, that's
This
the
is a
problem.
table
Problem
match.
with that. This is
Let me also say this: chairs match. top
No,
five. Top five worst fucking match. That's in my top five worst fucking conditional matches.
That's just
A
no
chairs
DQ
match. What?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that. Never mind.
No, because you
Strike
can get
it.
DQ'd unless it's a chair, and you
Use
have
the
to use
ring
a
bell.
chair. Yeah.
Yeah, and then then you have a tables match where you have the Big Show accidentally step on the
Through the
table.
table
that was-
against Cody for the Intercontinental
That
title.
was genius. That was absolute
So
genius.
funny. But
Would you say that all of these matches are technically no DQ matches?
yeah.
yeah, a no DQ is just like a very generalized. I always say like a lot of matches are they're no DQ matches.
If
We're just
Hell
gonna
in the
call you
Cell was
something
on there,
else.
I would have to say no
Yeah.
because we've had a DQ.
Like a street fight is just a no DQ match where everybody wears jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the reason I put no DQ on there is just because that
That encompasses so much.
is the OG.
Because I thought
stipulation.
about putting like the hardcore title
Yeah.
match where it
But,
was they
like,
could go wherever and
No
they could do
DQ
whatever.
gets
But
street fight. It
Yeah.
gets the holiday havoc matches.
Yeah.
It gets the chairs match.
Yeah.
It gets all of these matches that the lights out match,
it
the
encompasses your-
unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
Your
the-
I Quit matches, your Last Man Standing match.
yeah.
So, like in a chairs match, if you used a recliner, would that be a DQ? Because what if you used it as a bed? Then you get to qualify.
So let's get back on track.
Yeah, that is a very good point.
So I'm for War Games, obviously, because it is on my list. I would be okay with Elimination Chamber, but I'm for War Games.
I want to say two words. War Games.
I would really prefer Elimination Chamber, but I will be fine with War Games. I'm not gonna. It's super late, and I don't feel like arguing anymore.
In the end, stamina is the reason the fucking thing goes.
Well, we've been talking
Ethan, you've been giggling.
We've been talking quite a long time, and a lot of it has not been about anything that's on this fucking
That's
fucking
true.
lists.
That's true.
Put War Games on there.
Put War Games on
Put
there.
War Games.
We have a contenders list, gentlemen.
This will probably go much quicker, I think.
It always does.
Royal Rumble number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble's got to be number
Rumble
one.
1.
And I would put War Games at number 5.
I would actually put.
Is it-
I would actually put Survivor Series match under.
Oh wait, yeah,
five.
Survivor Series.
I was about to, but we do that a lot. It's like the last one we argue for. It's like, okay, number 5, that one. Okay, we just got, but yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
Survivor Series would be number
Yeah.
5. Yeah, I forgot that was up there.
I would say put the ladder match at number 2.
So we have, we have
We should have
the
ladder
Texas
match
bull
and
rope,
bull rope.
and yeah, we have bull rope and ladder match. I kind of agree with that.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I'm
Yep.
cool with that. I knew this part was going to be quick.
I'm not riding with a mouse. I swear to God. You can hear that squeaking. It is a very squeaky dry erase. Ethan, send it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have discussed many things. We have came up with the absolute, inarguable top 5 wrestling stipulation matches.
Of all time.
Of all time. Inarguable. No one can dispute this. Number 5, the classic Survivor Series match. Number 4, War Games! Number 3, the Texas Bull Rope match and its variations. Number 2, the ladder match. And number 1, the Royal Rumble.
I was worried because of the way I did that you might say ball rope. And that's a wholly different match that you can get on pay-per-view, but not in the places you can get regular pay-per-views.
I do have a question.
Okay.
And it's not to litigate this or anything.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't want to, but if they wouldn't have brought War Games back, would it have been on? Would we have even discussed this or talk like if NXT wouldn't have brought it back?
I feel like if War Games wouldn't have been brought would have made that list. And if Hell in a Cell didn't, then it would have again been. I think it would have been cage match versus Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And
we'll come to
you
that.
end up with the same kind of. This is a violent spirit match versus this is a business
Strictly
match.
business,
Yeah.
to the point.
Yeah.
If I think because I haven't seen them, classic Survivor, like when we're getting one this year, we're getting a classic Survivor Series match at the Survivor Series this year. I miss those matches. That's why it's on there.
Yeah.
If we didn't have them, I think both Classic Survivor Series and War Games ends up on my list, and the scaffold matches with New Jack fall off. I think War Games would probably been honestly War Games would have probably been higher again for the nostalgia factor there. A lot of my list is nostalgia factor. And also because I love anytime New Jack has an option to use weapons.
I like how we just ignored that one.
Yeah.
Nobody. Yeah. Jay didn't even bring it up.
I didn't bring it up. But
Buried Alive didn't get brought up either.
Yeah, Buried Alive wasn't there.
So.
Yeah.
But I think for me, like War Games wouldn't have even like been on my short list because that was not most War Games when the era that they were in. I was not watching wrestling at all. Yeah. It was really before I was even like coherent of wrestling.
I contemplated the Tower of Terror.
Oh Jesus, that's a terrible match.
It's an awful match.
I do want to call out.
But the spectacle,
why would you bring up Ready to Rumble? I swear to God.
The spectacle of 3 cages on top of each other.
One that I would have put, but it's just the fact that I never really watched those matches, but I like the idea of the match is the X-way matches, the 3-way dances, the 4-way dances,
fatal 4-ways, that kind of stuff.
Well, no, it's specifically the ECW
dances,
version, the dances where
that
we have we have 3 to 5 to 6 to whatever people in there, and it's just an elimination thing. That's a really cool way of doing a match. I think
and
it's just that I never watched. I watched like maybe 10 minutes of ECW when it was actually happening, so I never got to watch any of those.
That's one of the only ways I enjoy multi-man matches. Like I because it pairs down to a final one-on-one, and then you have a winner out of that. I don't like fatal 4-ways and stuff like that where anybody could just pick up a win anywhere. Those that's been litigated much in the past. I also like scramble matches from Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
where the person to get the last pin is the person who wins.
That's a good version.
That's also a good version of that because to me, someone gets pinned. That doesn't end the match.
Yeah.
You still have match going on. It runs the time.
Iron Man matches also.
I appreciate an Iron Man match,
but they're boring as hell to watch.
But most of the time they're not as fun to watch.
That's another one to me.
The idea of an Iron Man match is cool. Yes. It's just the execution. Even with like really good wrestlers, it tends to not be fun.
I think of 2 matches: Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, and Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. Arguably in their eras, the 4 best wrestlers, like in their time frames. But again, that's another one where it's like there is no Midland Iron Man match. There is shit and gold.
Well, they got to where they were also doing like 30-man Iron Man matches, and that's like really bad because like 30 minutes is not that long for a match.
I contemplated 2 out of 3 falls.
2 out of 3 falls.
But the problem with that is they are so predictable.
Yeah.
Now, the good guy gets the first one.
No, usually the heel.
The heel usually gets the first one. The good guy comes back, and then you have your winner. Or you have the good guy gets the first one. Or no, the heel gets the first one, then does something to get DQ'd for the second one, which gives the good guy the win, quote unquote. And then you move to the third one.
You have no idea how much I fucking hated this goes back to Iron Man. The Bryan Danielson MJF Iron Man match where he immediately it was shades of Lesnar and
Kingston.
Angle. No, Lesnar and Angle where let me hit him in the head with a chair. I lose a fall, and I'm going to pick up like a whole bunch of falls. Yeah. I'm like, no, like I've seen this, and I've seen it done. And this makes me kind of sick to my stomach because half of this match is Bryan Danielson. Right. I've seen 2 men do that way better.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even a shit on MJF, which I'm not the biggest fan of his, but like they could have done way better with that match.
Gauntlet match, but then I decided no, that's more of a same with any kind of tournament like King of the Ring, any of that stuff. That's not really a gimmick match. That's a series of matches.
The only one of those that I could say I've actually liked was when the New Day fought for Kofi, which because there was so much story baked into that already.
That one was great, but then the one that got Kofi over where he was in that gauntlet, I think was also really good. But those are the only 2.
Well, that was
I literally put it on there for just I had forgotten about the New Day one, but that one was also good. But literally those 2 matches are the only too that I was that one match
And
was the only one
that
I
whole
was thinking
chain
of.
starts with an elimination chamber
Yeah.
because he fought so well in the elimination chamber,
yeah.
became that short.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the one where Big E and Big E and Xavier are fighting for him, and the Usos come down and they're just like,
That's such a great
nope,
moment.
Yeah.
we're not getting in here.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like we fought y'all like for years, and like the amount of respect we have.
We
quit.
Yeah.
And just fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great hour of fucking wrestling television. Jesus Christ. Ethan, send us home.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us once again. We would like to thank Mechanarb Gaming, located in Goshen, Mississippi, for allowing us to record in their wonderful studio space. If you are looking for more Avatar products, if you're looking for tabletop gaming, board gaming, and or other miniatures gaming needs, check them out.
This episode will come out on Black Friday. So first of all, a happy Thanksgiving to everybody. There's going to be some deals going on at the shop. I think 30% off all board games. Just in case you might hear this in the morning, be able to come there in the evening because they'll be open at 2. So it's good to go there.
And they also finally have a Gundam Dual Impacts product. I got me my box today, and I'm pretty happy with my pulls.
He had a $23 resource card.
Absolutely.
It was raised foil and gorgeous.
Yes.
How fancy.
Did look pretty cool.
Again, once again, thank you, Mechnub Gaming, Cameron Spanier, Greg Spanier.
Yeah.
But mostly Cameron got Emperor of Gaming
Yeah.
Spanier.
Yes.
Yes.
With that, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays in general. Goodbye.
I'm James McCarthy.
I'm Bray
Oh.
Davis.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Cosplaying as Cody Kite.
You're cosplaying Dirty Cat. I'm Ethan Skinner.
Okay.
Yeah. And also if you think we got this list wrong, fight us because this is a really good list. And we
Fight
definitely
us
got
in a steel cage match.
if you think we got number one wrong, you are wrong, sir. I'm sorry.
Well, but it's incontrovertible. They can't argue it. This is the number 1 of all time, baby.
Yeah.
It is.